No, I think it was a full team effort this game. We talked about, you know, going after a cup and trying to go after a trophy. I think after the Open Cup a little bit, I think we wanted to go for this game. I think it was very important for us, especially for a game that we went that was a little bit disappointing at Hartford. But overall, I think it was a good team win. So we're very happy about that.
And so you really set the tone early on, obviously with an early goal, but also just the performance when previous games you've usually gone behind before trying to battle back. It just how much of a difference did that early goal make?
No, it makes a big difference, and especially at home. I think we've really said to the guys that this is our home, and we have to make it very difficult for teams to come in here and play. So we wanted to start the tone. We wanted to set the tempo of how the game is going to be, and always having that first goal is always going to be a plus for us. So
As a coach, this is a team that you guys have played a lot. It has gotten physical in the past. It's gotten very scrappy in the past. Obviously, we get a red card today as well. Do you let the players kind of know the emotions and feel the emotions coming in, or do you try to calm them down to make sure that they don't lose their cool early?
no, that's a great question. The whole week we knew that this team was going to come in with an aggressive. We played them in passes, and so we knew what to expect. The message was today is that we need to not match the intensity, but set the intensity high for them to match us, but also understand that they're going to try to make it chaotic. But we need to stick to our game plan and our principles and just keep riding with it. So
You guys are the first team to really beat this Chattanooga team. Everything else has been a win or a draw or loss by one goal. It was going to be a tricky match, but obviously there's the talent. What was kind of the game plan to break down a defense that's been fairly solid this year?
I think for their organization, I mean, they've been doing great. They're well organized, they're well coached, and we knew what to expect. I think we found some stuff within ourselves to get better within our style, and then we found a little bit of holes that we can exploit. I think the guys stuck to the game plan, and so that helped us, get over the top.
How rewarding was it just for how dynamic the attack looked? Like you've seen bits and pieces, but this one it just really seemed like from minute one, like there was just something about fluidity in it.
It's one of those things where, we finally start getting those relationships going, right? And you can start slowly, start seeing the attack. I know in the beginning we had a lot of, injuries, so we couldn't really just get that momentum going. But finally we started seeing, the Danny Trails coming out, and, you got the Pastures that are going on, and you got Seb coming back inside, and then you got Ronaldo, also another attack. So everything just started to flow right, and it's going to slowly start building, getting better and better.
Yeah. So speaking on Paschal, obviously playing in a slightly different role today, we know that's something that you worked on in the week leading up to this game. Just what was the thinking there?
I think, we had Pasture in the outside wides, and we love him out there, and he brings a whole other dynamic. But when you put him inside now, then we start breaking these lines, and we start seeing Pasture within those. And I think when he gets in those lines and turns around and faces the defenses, I think he's even dangerous. So our mindset for us was to maybe get a little bit more of the ball and more joy in between lines for him to attack.
Obviously, this is a team that has played young guys a lot. This is something that we have really grown to see a lot here. One of the guys that got a chance at the very end was Finn Callaway. You've seen him for several years now, and you've seen him grow up. What was it like just to be able to call his number and say you're getting some minutes?
It's always nice to have games like this where when you're ahead in a way and towards the end, and kind of inject the younger kids in to have that experience and have that moment. I think it's strong to develop the young kids, especially here in Birmingham. He's a Birmingham kid. He's done well throughout the years, and for us to put him in it's a big plus for us.
And final question, just Dawson was supposed to start at left back, was replaced very late on with Mensah. Tell us what happened.
It's just one of those where he woke up a little bit sore in certain spots, and we didn't know if we wanted to push him or not push him, and so we wanted to test it out a little bit just to make sure. And at the end, it just wasn't I think it was the right choice to keep him healthy because we have a big game coming up, which is Tampa, and that's going to be a league game that we have to really go push for.
I guess one last question for me. There's a lot of players who are really talented right now who aren't getting the starting minutes. What's it kind of been like being the head coach who has to make those decisions now?
Those are hard decisions, and we finally have people that are all healthy coming back, which makes the roster and then makes the starting lineup difficult. When you make a change, it's tough because you want to keep the same team out there. It's almost like a preseason again, right? You want to get the ball going and making sure everyone understands the structure that we want to go to. So it is very difficult, but we have a lot of guys that are pushing, which is great because that'll just elevate the team even more. But yeah, it has been difficult to pick a squad.